Years ago, the old man worked for Tektronix, and once in a while he'd make little things if we needed them. I can show you part of one. Originally it was for 4 switches, then it was made for 2. He'd punch those holes out for the switches. It worked really well. You know, they had the stuff there to do it. But that option's been gone for a very long time. There's what I just did. The holes are for, get a switch here. The rivet for the rocker sticks out. And trust me, I know from experience, you got to make a relief for it. Doesn't have to be much. So I tried to get the holes on the center of the edge of the lines. Worst thing was getting the holes measured out. And I've cut them out. I've drilled the lines and filed them. All kinds of stuff. But this morning I was thinking, how am I going to do it? Thinking, a good sharp chisel. God, I wish I had an arbor press with a set of dies. Right there. The almighty thermodynamics plasma. I thought about setting it up to get some pictures of me doing it. If any of you ever run a plasma, you know your heartbeat shows. Any little thing shows. The long sides I cut with a straight edge. The others I just freehanded. I'm not too shaky, but it looks like I am there. Anyway, this is one of my favorite tools here. That's just a straight edge. That's all I use it for. I got 3 of them that stay right there. Clamp them 3/16 away from your line, because that's what this requires if you're going to run it down it. It's 3/16 to the center of your cut. One thing on this one, we're lucky. I was listening to Straight Pipe Acres and South Saskatchewan Farmer talking about their plasma torches from Princess Auto. And I think it was South Saskatchewan Farmer. They were using theirs. They just got it. And most of these things, you don't want the tip to come in contact with your surface. This thing's made to drag it, so it works nice that way. It is a little harder on tips, but it works. And I don't know, we've had it probably 20 years. I think I've gone through 2 or 3 bags of consumables. Usually what happens is the inner piece gets some weird way whacked out. Looks like lightning struck a big tree, spiral around it with a really cute pattern on the end of the tip. And those are probably the hardest thing. The actual tip that sticks out, they usually aren't too bad. Until you get into, some stuff you just get in there too close and the slag sticks to it and it buggers it up. But anyway, there's the cutouts for my light switch. The easy part's done. The easy part was the plasma. The hard part is that's all file work to clean that up and size it perfect. I should be really good on the sides. It's the up and down that's going to need some work, but yeah, it's aluminum. It files quick and easy. So, and I was only going to do 2 switches, and then I got to thinking, I don't know what I need for my air compressor when I finally do something with that, so I'm going to throw a switch in there for that, just because if I do it now, it's there. It can get used for anything later. And holy crud! Number 1 just showed up. 8:35 in the morning. Yeah, she slept actually I slept pretty good, but man, it's been a bad morning. Cold and wet out. Snot head. Eyes aren't looking straight yet. Actually, they kind of are. Got the wire loom made up and ran more or less. I still got to punch a hole between those 2 compartments to get my power up for my fuel pump switch. I'm just not really quick on wanting to do that because I think I want to empty this compartment out to do it, and that's not an easy thing. And I still got to get something to hold the loom up in place. So more fun. Get this thing made and get it in and see what happens. Probably get some more video. And guess what? Our carburetor for that generator still hasn't shown up. It was due no later than last night was their second estimated delivery date. As of 9:30 last night, that and my cabinet lights for this are both supposed to be here no later than 9 p.m. tonight. I'm not holding my breath. The little bastard from Amazon might find me sitting out front. Might find me right up there in front of the garage, sitting in a chair with a frickin' rifle in my hand. Shoot that sumbitch. He's just as bad as a frickin' mailman. Cost me time and money. And I ain't got enough of either one of them, so. Anyway, more to come. You've been warned. Hey, guess what that is? Look at that. Look at that. That is a brand spanking new, I think it was $18 off of Amazon. Came with 2 spark plugs for this engine. And it came with the spacer piece that goes behind this. That's the vacuum control for the vacuum assisted choke. We're not pulling the spacer piece off because that's tighter than shit on there, and those gaskets that gasket hasn't been wiggled or anything. So she's just going to put the gaskets in for this and do it to it. But hey, it's 2 o'clock on Thursday now. Not bad for something that was supposed to be here by 9 p.m. on Tuesday. And my lights showed up for the compartments. They're little bitty things, ain't real bright, but I think they're going to be bright enough, especially for the price. 20 of them for like it was $14. There's 6 LEDs in each one. And when she gets to where she'll take this out of my hand, I'll walk back around and show you those fancy, expensive lights. Yeah, good thing she remembers what she's doing. Uh-oh. She's making grumbly noises.
The holes aren't big enough.
The holes aren't big enough, she says.
No.
Hey, here we are. Here we are. Yeah, she's screwing with me. Woohoo, there's that big light. My wife walked in with the package. It was in the mailbox, and I said, well, there's supposed to be 20 of them in there. And I laughed because they're in 3 little bags. Better be 20 of them, or 40 of them, I guess. I don't know what they're, 20 of them. Yeah, 20 of them. And I'm not quite ready. I got one more wire here that's got to go to the compartments on the other side. It's just laying on the floor. I got to drill a hole back there in the darkness. I'll get it from the backside. And then you stare at the toolbox for a second while I try to get this up here to show you where it'll be. These switches are going to go right here. Screw them to the front of that box and we'll go from there. That's the plan. So, that's it for now. More later. You've been warned. Again. You haven't heard any cussing yet. See if you can see these. One there. One there. Pigtail. I know I can get a hold of it looking at it. I'm going to put one more below, but those 2 actually light the toolbox up fairly decently. And there are 1 for each shelf in here. I know it's crooked. I used an existing hole and put the other where I could. And that one's pretty straight. That one's not. You got to get rid of all the slack that's underneath. And I know you can't see it, but there's one kind of in the middle on top of that red box that's in there. And we're fishing this wire up. Got a grommet in there. It don't want to cooperate. And I got the hot wire to go to the pump. We just got fished through that gap. And it's sticking out the front up there. I don't know if you can see it. Against the blue angle iron, there's a blue piece of airline sticking out with a black wire hanging out of it. So I'll put it in the airline to protect it because it's going to lay in there. I'll put a clamp on the other end and then put some shrink pipe on it, seal it up. And still got the lights to put in here, so, and the switch for the fuel pump. And hey, I got a nice surprise last night. I was watching American Tradesman's video last night, which YouTube was nice enough to let me know that he put up about 20 minutes after he did. I was still first or second one to watch it. He's got a good channel. I think I've given him a shout out before, and he gave me a really good one last night, so I owe him one. Let's see if I gain any more subs from him. I've got a few. No, check him out. He's down in Florida. Him and a couple of friends of his, they do a little bit of everything. They do some cat work, do some reclamation work out in kind of swampy, shrubby areas and replant the trees. And he does, fixes up equipment. His video yesterday was one of them dump trailers for behind a pickup. Some other friends he has had it, and a cross member broke off and drug the hydraulic cylinder down the road. And so he fixed that up for him and gave me a really nice shout out at the end of it. I appreciate that. So my shout out to him. It's American Tradesman. He's got a pretty good channel. I like it anyway. We do kind of similar stuff, and watching him make a new cylinder mount last night, I'm going, damn, I swear to God, that's me cutting that piece because it's exactly the way I'd do it. But anyway, I might have thought about using a little heavier piece instead of putting two together, but you use what you got. I've done that before more than once. So anyway, I don't know if I'll get another one up on this or not. In case I don't, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell because that makes the girls laugh. Every time if they're around.
Ring-a-ling.
It makes the dog yawn. You just missed it. She was yawning.
And she winked.
Yeah, she did wink.
Winky girl. Come hug.
Spoiled.
Give me a hug.
Spoiled brat.
Here's a hug. Here.
See? Spoiled.
Oh, Red, you want a hug too?
So's her little brother.
Oh, wow.
Okay, back to drilling holes out in lights because they send them with like it's a number 4, either it's metric. And I had a little issue with the first one I put in because there was 2 layers that weren't tight together. It had to go through them. So they're drilled out. I'm putting a number 6 in it and tightening the nut up on it to space it out. If I can turn this the right way, because you got to have room for the wires. Running that up there tight holds that, and then put it through and put a nut on and tighten it up good. So far it seems to be working good. And yeah, I'm doing a good job on wasting a bunch of that. Do I need to use that inside these compartments? Maybe not. But I also know how it is around here. They can draw damp inside, especially the way the weather's been foggy. Today's probably better. Actually, the sun was out for a little while, but we're fogged back in. You can't see any of the hills around us. A mile away, you can't see. And that's the kind of stuff that kind of gets into everything. You know, I've found even, parked in the shop, it ain't bad because it's heated, but parked in the machine shed, you go to get a tool out of the service truck and it's been under a roof, hasn't been out in the rain, and open the toolbox and the tools are wet. So I try to keep them dry. Drier the better. But still working on this. This compartment's going to get a light up there toward the top, and I'll put one matching on the other side, another compartment. See if I got long enough screws to use the same screws. We will see. I probably should put one in the bottom half of the other compartment too. Just because if I can get her open, because it might be a good idea to have one down there. I don't know. We'll see anyway. Top one might be enough. Who knows? And actually something I noticed on these 2 lights for where the tools are, not only do you get a little into the drawers so you can kind of see it, but it reflects off the door. Even though it's gray, still I wouldn't want to have a white door. I think it'd reflect too much. But with the gray door, it reflects just enough. It helps you see. Okay, anyway, back to my mess. My mother walked in the shop this morning and she said, "What's all this stuff for? What's this off of? How come it's here?" Because it's all going in there. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you later. Hey, guess what? Carburetor probably had a little to do with it, but almost 0 time on that engine. And it only has 30 pounds of compression. A friend of mine come by last night, you know, fresh mind looking at it, going over everything we already done and double checking and checked the valves on it. They were really sloppy, so adjusted the valves. That didn't do it. And I was like, wait a minute, you got a compression tester? I said, oh, hey, we should have done that before, yeah. So we did it. Say a whole 30 pounds is supposed to be 85 to 106. So we threw some Marble Mister Oil down the hole last night. We fired it up in the shop. All the smoke stayed in there. We were in there till 10 o'clock last night. It's like, yay. So we just pulled her out this afternoon after it set. Didn't fire up too bad. We're going to let her sit here and run and cross our fingers that the damn rings break loose. So there it is. So, hey, if they break loose, we're golden. If not, you know. But it finally burnt the oil out, more or less. Probably plug something into it and it'll quit surging. But for right now, I'm going to let it run just like that until it runs out of gas anyway. I kind of realized I didn't get anything in the dark. I really should have done this last night when it was really dark because it's like 8:30 in the morning, but still dark enough in here. There's how the front one turns out. Ouch. I ran into the vise on the bench. Pretty good, huh? Pretty much see everything in there. This one, well, it is what it is. You only put the lights where you can put them. Good enough to find things. And I think we lit that up okay. This one's still kind of questionable, but I really don't. The only way to do anything is to run a wire to the back, and I really don't want to do that. So it's the way it's going to be. And then this one, had a couple friends say, oh, you need another one in that bottom compartment. Well, not really, because I don't want to run one to the back, especially on here because I can't get in to put the screws in. And there's wires on the other side, so I really don't want to take a chance of screwing up my taillights and stuff. But if the jumper cables, weren't in the way, you could see into the black painted corner quite well. So there it is. I'll throw this in a video somewhere. Thanks for watching.